everyone. Welcome to Step Into Yourself Tarot. Tonight I'm going to do a quick card pull. I had a request from one of my dear friends and colleagues, Brianna. Shout out to Brianna. I was really excited when she asked me to do a card pull for her, and she did give me permission to post. So I am not going to do the meditation or mindfulness activity just because of time's sakes. It's late here. I am leaving on a flight. I have to leave at 4 a.m. So for time purposes, I am going to skip the meditation, but I'm still going to call in spirit because that's essential in any reading. What messages does spirit have for us? What do we need to know? What might we not be seeing? I'm sorry, there was like a little bug flying above my head. And I also need to get centered. So I'm going to first call in spirit. Join me in this space. Join us in this space. So that's something, whether it's for a particular person or not, tarot is timeless. Tarot, doesn't matter what time you listen to this message or when, who it was intended for, etc. could be appropriate. So leave what resonates, or take what resonates, leave what does not. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get centered. So let me focus. Leave this space in my minds, into our hearts, and in my heart to open you. Okay, so I'm going to be using Muse, my Muse deck. I love this deck. I love the depictions on it. It's a little bit different from a traditional spread, and actually, that's kind of odd. There was a card that was hidden in my gold foil deck. So I'm going to take that as a sign. Ace of Wands. So energy pouring into you. Into your head, into your mind. So what I'm seeing from this is just a looking off into the distance, trying to see what is the energy that is there, what is pouring into me, and what do how do I make sense of this energy? Show me what other messages you have for me in regards to this situation, in regards to these individuals. Spirit, it's interesting they open up with the Ace of Wands, especially because that has never happened for me before, where I'm very strategic, and even after my readings, I always shuffle each of my decks multiple times so that they're ready for my next reading. And even though I start every reading with shuffling, I feel like I'm just getting them equipped. I'm getting the energy cleared. I'm lighting my sage and just cleansing my space. So it's really interesting that the Ace of Wands was almost like a leftover that wasn't picked up on before. And like I said, I'm very almost ceremonial with my cards. And then I look at the split, Four of Cups and Queen of Cups. So in the Queen of Cups, we see whole heart, whole emotion, a deep love, emotion, yearning even. But what's interesting in this card that I'm just not seeing, at least in this interpretation, is there's three. So there's three circles in the bottom. Two are similar, and one is kind of like the way that I'm looking at it is almost like a gateway to what exists beneath that heart, that love, that fulfillment. It's like the window to be able to see. And one of the other circles surrounding it has bugs on it. And they're like crawling on it. I gotta show you this card. So if you notice here, there's like bugs crawling on this one, and they're seeping into what is seen, what is known, and this one is fully intact without any kind of creatures. The road is traveling kind of above, but also in between both. So all three are on this journey. But I find it very interesting that one is has these bugs on it. So I'm wondering what that represents. And then in our Four of Cups, so there's like two faces, and in between them is the star, but then there's this individual that is standing above, and they're kind of reflecting on these two faces. Like, is this productive? Can our mouths actually meet? Can we communicate in a way? That's what I'm seeing, communication. And this person that is above in the Four of Cups, they're kind of reflecting down upon it. They're feeling only the three of Cups, and wondering, is it possible to have those additional cups? Is it possible to have those additional elements of fulfillment and happiness, connectivity, the way that's how I'm seeing it, connectivity with this individual. And I'm thinking that this individual is the one with the little bugs, the the critters that are crawling on them. Okay, so that was interesting. Spirit doesn't always talk to me through spreads, but when he does, I notice them. I try to notice them. So we'll see. We'll see what comes up. Thank you, Spirit, for those messages. What else do you have for this message? What else do you have for this message? I see multiple individuals. I see some questions about connectivity. Some bugs surrounding one entity. What are those bugs? Show me. And sometimes bugs are there to help things grow. Sometimes there's a purpose scientifically for parasites, etc., but not always. The devil. So the devil represents cycles, negative energy, patternized thinking, etc. And then we have the Three of Swords, where you're reflecting on this and you're feeling very disconnected, etc. Let's see. Spirit, what do you want viewers to know? What do you want Brianna to know? The devil again, that is so interesting. And the Fool. So the Fool is a new journey, kind of stepping off into the unknown, but with a child's heart, like really doing so with an imaginative spirit, striving, but the Fool can also be very immature in many ways and almost neglectful, where they're not thinking of all the possible outcomes. So the Fool has such an energy of, I'm going to jump into this journey, I'm going to do so because I feel it, but not necessarily thinking through all of the potential consequences of doing so. So be mindful of that, especially because I've seen the Devil card twice. So not sure what that patternized behavior is, or patternized thinking, or negative energy. Wow. Okay. So the first card is the Four of Pentacles. So the Four of Pentacles can often represent us holding on and we're holding on too tightly. Possibly to something that doesn't necessarily have substance, but our emotions are wrapped up in it. We're wanting to hold it close. We're not wanting to let it go. So it can be like a holding on too tightly, but a need to release and let it go. And your next card is Awakening, but it's in the reversed. So it came up this way. And so how I read this is maybe you've had some insight in regards to this person, this situation. I'm going to call it a situation because I'm not seeing a lot of wands energy at all. Actually, I don't see, except for the very first card that was in the other deck that was brought to my attention. That's the only one that you have, and it's the Ace of Wands, which is the start of some kind of I want to say understanding, but it's the energy that has been sparked within you. So I am seeing this as more of a situation rather than necessarily between you and another. But going back to our Queen of Cups card, I did see multiple individuals in that, so possibly it's both. But I think the important element to realize is that your Awakening card is in the reverse. So the opposite of Awakening is we're being closed off, we're being hidden under our moon, which I see in the Eight of Cups. Even though this isn't the moon card, this is always how I see this card, because there's this huge moon in it. And despite possibly you holding yourself back from a true awakening in regards to this situation or this person, you do have the Ace of Swords, which tells me that you have the beginning of the knowledge. That sword knowledge is like a lightning bolt. And the Ace is the smallest of them. So you have the knowledge, you haven't decided to act upon it yet. There's no movement yet towards that knowledge, which I believe we see in the Eight of Cups card. So the Eight of Cups is, and especially in this representation, it is under the moon. We're traveling this journey. We're trying to uncover what's under that moon. The Eight of Cups is like you never reached the nine. The Nine of Cups is empowerment. It is, I know this is true. I know this is correct. The Eight of Cups is, I'm feeling the need to hold back a bit because I don't know whether this situation that precedes it in our Four of Pentacles, the Awakening, and our Ace of Swords is ultimately in my best interest or for my higher self. And so that's what I'm seeing represented here. And then the very next card is Two of Cups, which is balance. It is one of the easiest balances that we have with another individual that we're connected with. Oftentimes it can represent the love card, but really all it is meaning is like connectivity. I know that this is for me. I know that this is serving my highest self. I know that this is fulfillment, and it's in the reverse. So I'm seeing a lot of uncertainty in these cards. The Awakening, your Eight of Emotion, there's hesitation there, and then you have the Two of Cups in reverse, followed by the Tower. And so with the Tower, it strikes like a lightning bolt. You see in this card, it's like lightning. In the traditional deck, the Tower is an actual tower, and people are falling away from it. So the way that I see this tower is that it is an understanding of those things that need to be removed from us and those things that need to remain with us. And so that is at the end of your baseline, and I think is representative of what you've been holding on to, maybe a bit too tightly, awakening being in the reverse. So not necessarily too sure about this. The Eight of Emotions, I'm not too sure about this, but I have the start of understanding in your Ace of Swords, and then it's not really bringing me the fulfillment that it should. I'm not feeling the connectivity that I should. And then you follow that by your Tower card. So it's some kind of awakening or understanding. And so I'm going to have to clarify what that Tower is. But your baseline, I think, speaks for itself, for sure. There's a lot of uncertainty here. And is this serving me? Is this reciprocal? So the Two of Cups is a reciprocal, connected type of relationship that we are both getting fulfillment from this. And with it being in the reverse, that shows me what you're experiencing might be the opposite of that. But then it's followed by your Tower card. So I'm thinking the Tower has yet to occur for you. It's often your future. But I do want to clarify what that Tower represents. Show me that Tower. Show me the Tower. What's that Tower moment? What's the realization, that sharp lightning? What's the Tower? And towers can have all shapes and sizes. I kind of combine those words. Towers can have all shapes and sizes. I'm thinking that this is a pretty big one, considering it's at the end of your baseline and there's so much uncertainty leading up to it. Show me that Tower. One more, Spirit. Show me the Tower. Seven of Cups, Page of Swords, Ten of Cups. Interesting. So I feel like your Seven of Cups is contemplation. And even in your Page of Swords, so that's the smallest of any of your suits. You have the knowledge, but you're trying to learn. And then you have the Ten of Cups preceding, which is ultimate fulfillment. So the placement of what I see, the Page of Swords, it's like it's trying to determine and understand, does this bring me to a Seven of Cups or a Ten of Cups? And I do want to just real quickly reference the Seven of Cups. Choices, opportunities, wishful thinking, dreams, fantasy. Yeah, that's the sense that I was getting as well. So you have this choice to make. You have the knowledge already, and we saw that in your Ace of Swords. You have the utmost, the start of the utmost knowledge. It's like that spark, that lightning, just like the Tower. But you're still trying to learn on it. You're still trying to understand. You're still trying to gather information, because ultimately you want fulfillment in your relationships. You want Ten of Cups. You want abundance. And right now, you're contemplating on a decision of whether, does this bring me fulfillment? And in that Tower moment, you are going to understand, does this bring me fulfillment? Or is this a choice that I have to make to possibly exit this? Because it's not leading me towards that ultimate fulfillment. It's not for my highest good, etc. But you're still in this space, based on the placement of your Page of Swords, where you're contemplating. You're trying to gather all the information that you need right now to be able to make this choice. Excellent. And I think that's what's blocking your awakening, is like you're still in this contemplative state. I haven't seen the Hanged Man yet, but I'm feeling that energy. We'll see what comes up in your near future. Show me the near future. Show me the near future in regards to the situation. This choice that has to be made. Show me the near future. Show me the near future. Two more, Spirit. Show me the near future. Ooh, another Tower. Ace of Cups, Queens of Swords. Wow. So you have two Towers back to back. This one's in the reverse, however. So this is how it came up. It's like the opposite of growth in this card. And then followed by your Ace of Cups being in reverse as well. I feel like based on this, you're contemplating a decision that is against that little spark of knowledge that you've had, that little bit of insight. The Ace of Cups that is at the center of you, what you understand to be true emotionally, but it's in reverse. It's like everything is in question in your reading, except for your swords. So your Page of Swords is upright. Your Ace of Swords is upright. Your initial tower is upright, but then in your future, it's all reversed, except for the Queen of Swords, which tells me that though you may contemplate the knowledge that you've received and that choice that you have to make, and your heart space for it, eventually you do make the right decision for you, the Queen of Swords, and you take action towards it. So the queens always represent what we know to be true, and we put them into action. Like we take movement towards them. I've made up my mind, I'm going to do this. It's not the energy of the wands, but it's at least the knowledge of the wands. And I know this is correct for me, and though it may not be unified as represented on this card, so we see there's two separate flagstaffs, it's still, that's okay. And I know this to be true for me. And I'm going to step towards that. I'm going to take action towards that. So though I see a lot of hesitancy within your baseline as well as even your recent future, ultimately, it seems like you do make the right decision for yourself. And I love this card because it's represented by light. It's not the darkness of the tower that's in reverse. It's not even, like, I see this card as, yeah, it's talking about our heart space, but in the reverse, it looks very dark to me. Like darkness is surrounding that heart space. And then here, it's like, the sun is shining. I'm looking off into the distance. I'm taking this action. I'm planting my flags. I'm knowing what is correct for me, and I'm on a pillow gliding through it, basically, is what this card is showing. And I'm looking off into the distance, like what's next. Love that. But there is a lot of, I feel like, inner turmoil of, do I hold on to this? Do I let it go? I have the knowledge, but my awakening is stunted. It's under my moon. I'm not necessarily wanting to see it. I know that it's not reciprocal. I know that it's not going to bring me that connectivity that I am desiring in my relationships. And then we have tower, boom. That's a lot of transformative energy coupled back to back. And it seems like that transformative energy in your outcome card, your Queen of Swords, is placing you on the correct path. Even though there's hesitation about it. But if you remember your first card, Ace of Wands, I have the knowledge, I have the energy, I can do this. That's what that card represents. I can do this. I have the energy to put towards this. And what I see as this is that Queen of Swords energy. I know what is correct for me, and I'm going to head towards it, even if the future is unknown. And I am traveling off with two separate flags, not combined like the Two of Cups. I just noticed the flags in the Ace of Voices card. They're all in distinct, like they're in a distinct row. And they're flowing with one another, which represents like your Two of Cups, your Ten of Cups. But in your Queen of Swords, they're separate. They're not unified. So I think that's your Tower moment, is that it's not unified. It's not going to lead to that connectivity, that reciprocal energy, and that 10 of Cups that you're desiring. So the choice is yours to make. Are you going to keep this under your moon, hidden from your view, or are you going to accept the knowledge that you've seen or received from your Ace of Swords, your awakening, and both of these Tower moments? This is powerful. Thank you, Spirit. I'm going to pull from the Archetype Oracle. I'd like to know what kind of energy should you have through this journey, because there's a lot of uncertainty here. The Creator and the womb. Interesting. The Creator. You create the journey. You create the path that you're going to take. It's not dependent on other individuals. You create that path to what is going to create that 10 of Cups fulfillment for you, that 2 of Cups fulfillment. Those are both amazing cards, and they speak to how much your heart has to give, and you're just wanting it to be reciprocal energy. You're wanting to feel that back. And you've had an awakening about this, but you're not ready to see it yet because your Tower hasn't happened. And then the womb. I'm going to have to get some clarity on this, but the way I'm seeing this is, so like in this card, there's 3 sides, right? There's 3 sides to a triangle. No matter which way you look at it, all sides are the same. They all are the same. No matter which way you turn it, what remains at the center remains. And what I think about with the womb is like think about when an individual is pregnant and we look at the womb through an ultrasound, we're looking at all these different angles, but what is in there is still the same. It's still the baby. It's still life. And so when I think about this in terms of the rest of your spread and the energy that is here, no matter what way you look at this situation, it's still the same. What is at the core of that situation is still there. Doesn't matter which way we spin it, it's still in the center. And so I think maybe your Tower moment is recognizing that. But you're in control. Just like your Queen of Swords energy, you're the creator of your path. You're the creator. You can make anything possible. You create your path. Excellent. Any other added layers, Spirit, for this spread? I really love that womb card and looking at situations from different angles and it's still remaining the same no matter which way you look at it. I think that speaks to your Tower. Your 2 towers, double tower, right back to back. I have definitely not seen that before. A lot of awakening energy here, a lot of transformative energy, understanding the self, trusting in the self with the knowledge that you have, or the knowledge, like that insight that comes to you, and then being able to take action towards it, or preparing to take action towards it with the Queen of Swords. But the womb, no matter which way you look at it, whichever way you spin it, the core is still the same. Any other messages that you have, Spirit? Any added layers? Worth. You have been worthy to belong to love all along without any need to improve. In fact, you are love itself. And I see that in your Two of Cups and your Ten of Cups. You're looking for reciprocity. You're wanting reciprocity because that's what you give. Faith. Miraculously, amazingly, everything I need always comes. Love is opening me to receive beyond anything I imagine. And in this card, we have the lotus flower, which is that energy of opening up. That's the Ten of Cups energy, the Two of Cups energy. Everything I need always comes. That's the reciprocity. And then your next card is loss. Sometimes you learn true offering through loss. You make a passionate invitation for love to take over and bring her own plan instead of the ego's. So possibly what you thought was correct, the thing that you're holding on to, losing it is allowing the invitation for love to take over and bring its plan instead of our plan, the ego. It's beautiful. Okay. Any other messages? I feel like there's just maybe one out of this deck. Any other messages? Added layers. So worth, having faith, recognizing your worth, having faith that all things work together for the good of those who love him. All things work together for your good. Loss leads to new beginning. Love. That's too many, Spirit. I'm going to take the first one. Breathe. It's easy for me to return to the present moment simply by breathing. If I am feeling anxious or worried, I close my eyes and breathe in deeply as I picture myself filling up with white light. Then exhale and envision stress and tension leaving my body. In this moment, I am free to gently stretch and open my mind, my eyes feeling refreshed. I'm going to read that again. Breathe. It's easy for me to return to the present moment. So center yourself, return to the present simply by breathing. If I am feeling anxious or worried, I close my eyes and breathe in deeply as I picture myself filling up with white light. Then exhale and envision stress and tension leaving my body. In this moment, I am free to gently stretch and open my eyes feeling refreshed. So be present in the current moment, and envision that stress and tension, which I can see the stress, the worry, the anxiety, the contemplation, the trying to understand, and so just remind yourself to breathe and envision that leaving your body physically. Stabbed in the back, heartbreak, pain, separation, deception, shocking attack. So this was unexpected. So that might have been one of your towers. Like, actually, that makes sense in your baseline. In your baseline, the tower might be that you recognize, I've been holding on too closely to this. It's not reciprocal energy in your Two of Cups. There's been heartbreak, pain, separation, deception, a shocking attack that was very unexpected. And then it's followed by this other tower. Now what do I do with this? Now that this has happened, what do I do with this? Anything else? The Golden Mirror. Self-absorbed, narcissist, one-sided relationship, love bombing. Well, I'm not sure if this represents the person that is in question in your spread. Self-absorbed, narcissist, one-sided relationship, love bombing. So they're maybe potentially telling you what they want you to, what they believe you want to hear. Talking, interested, conversing more, awaited message arrives, text, call, email, hoovering. That's the energy. That I'm feeling. I feel like there's one more, Spirit. Any other messages that you have regarding the situation? Girl with a snake. Empath and narcissist paradigm, being charmed or used, enabled boundaries. And so what I'm seeing is potentially two different energies here. One's an empath, one's a narcissist, being charmed or used. And with your heart space, I definitely feel like you are the individual being used. And the message is enable your boundaries. For sure. And what is to come if you make this choice, like your Queen of Swords, the palm tree, stability, security, permanence, growth, endurance, and flexibility. It's beautiful for your outcome. I'm going to ask Spirit just one final. What do I do? What do they do with this information? What did they do with this information after hearing and seeing this unfold and unravel? What do they do? What energy should they have? What practice should they have? In that Queen of Swords, I see they're taking action towards it. This newfound knowledge, this understanding, any additional messages that should carry them, or energies, anything additional. Flow. Allow me, Divine, to move with the flow and respond with calmness and peace. And then inner child, allow me to give compassion and love to that little one. Let me attend to its deepest needs and feelings. So this may, and I kind of saw that in your womb card, it may speak to some ancestral wounds that you may have. So I encourage you to think about the situation and what is it sparking within your inner child that may be impacting your wanting to hold on and not release, not let go. And then finally, change. When the ego finally sees the utter madness of trying to control everything, you come to a sacred crossroads in your own evolution. So I'm going to read that again. When your ego finally sees the utter madness of trying to control everything, you come to a sacred crossroads in your own evolution. So I love this saying, I'm sure you've heard it, of let them. Let them. Don't try to control it. Let it happen. Let it happen, because what I'm seeing, stabbed in the back, girl with a snake, the golden mirror, non-reciprocity, loss, questioning of your worth, questioning, is this giving back to me in the ways that I need it to in order to feel connectivity and full abundance of heart. There's a lot of heart in here, but there's also a lot of knowledge. And no matter what way you look at it, in your womb, the core still remains the same. Doesn't matter which way. I hope this helped you. I would love to hear in the comments whether you resonate with this, what the situation may be, and what those towers are for you, and what that journey of your Queen of Swords is. I'm excited that despite all of this, it seems like you're making the right decision for you, but it is on the back of a lot of uncertainty, things hidden from view, and a lot of transformative moments in your towers. So back to back. Please take care of yourself during this time. That is a lot to experience, and remind yourself to be present, to breathe, and you are going to come out of this. You're making that choice and that action, that movement towards what is correct for you. I hope this helped you. Good night.